Destiny's Child group was one of the most popular female R&B groups of the late 90s, which started as the Girls' Times in Houston, Texas with Beyonce and Latavia Robertson, who met at an audition when they were just 9 years old. Beyonce's cousin Calendria, Kelly Rowland, who relocated to Knowles' house because of family issues, joined them in 1992. The girls went into talent shows to make their big TV debut, but couldn't win the competitions because, according to Beyonce, their choice of songs were wrong and they were rapping instead of singing. The situation wasn't pleasant to Beyonce's father, Matthew, who voluntarily dedicated his time to manage them. LaToya Luckett joined in 1993, and the quartet's lineup was finalized for the time being. The girls spent their time working hard to move up their careers, and finally, in 1997, Destiny's Child was offered a recording contract by Columbia. The group made its recorded debut in 1997, with "Killing Time," a song included on the soundtrack of the blockbuster Men in Black. Their self-titled debut album was released in early 1998, featuring production by Wyclef and Jermaine Dupri, among others. Its lead single, "No No No," was a smash hit, selling over 1 million copies and topping the R&B charts. The follow-up single, "With Me" and "Get on the Bus," the latter of which was taken from the soundtrack of Why Do Fools Fall in Love, didn't quite duplicate the success of "No No," although Destiny's Child eventually went platinum after the group's later success. Destiny's Child re-entered the studio quickly, bringing in producer Kevin "Shakespeare" Briggs to handle the majority of their next record. Lead single "Bills Bills Bills" became the group's first #1 pop hit and second R&B #1 in the summer of 1999, and paced by its success, the accompanying album, "The Writings on the Wall," entered the charts at #6 upon its release. The second single, "Bug a Boo," didn't perform as well, but the third single, "Say My Name," was another massive hit, their biggest so far. It hit #1 on both the pop and R&B charts for 3 weeks apiece in early 2000, and made Destiny's Child a pop cultural phenomenon. In December 1999, Robertson and Luckett attempted to split with manager Matthew Knowles, charging that he kept a disproportionate share of the band's profits, attempted to exert too much control, and unfairly favored his daughter and niece. While they never intended to leave the group, relations naturally grew strained, and when the video for "Say My Name" premiered in February 2000, many fans were surprised to find 2 new members, Michelle Williams and Farrah Franklin, joining Knowles and Rowland. Infuriated, Robertson and Luckett took legal action in March, suing both Knowles and their former bandmates for breach of partnership and fiduciary duties. A war of words followed in the press. Meanwhile, the next Destiny's Child single, "Jumpin' Jumpin'," hit the top 10, and "The Writings on the Wall" went on to sell a whopping 8 million copies. The drama with the former group wasn't over when Farrah Franklin split in 2000, months after joining the group. The official reason was that Franklin missed several promotional appearances and concert gigs, although in later interviews she spoke of too much negativity and too little control in the group environment. The group was now reduced to the trio: Knowles, Rowland, and Williams, the well-known members of the Destiny's Child. The group's success skyrocketed as they were tapped to record the theme song for the film version of Charlie's Angels. Released as a single in October, Independent Women, Part 1 raced up the charts and spent an astounding 11 weeks at #1. In the meantime, toward the end of 2000, Robertson and Luckett dropped the portion of their lawsuit aimed at Rowland and Knowles in exchange for a settlement, though they continued to pursue action against Knowles' father. As part of the agreement, both sides were prohibited from ripping each other. Beyonce had long since emerged as the group's focal point, and on the third Destiny's Child album, she assumed more control than ever before, taking a greater hand in writing the material and even producing some of the records herself. While recording sessions were going on, Rowland released the first Destiny's Child solo track, Angel, which appeared on the soundtrack of Chris Rock's Down to Earth. Former members Robertson and Luckett also announced the formation of a trio called Coincidentally with Angel, while Farrah Franklin set about starting a solo career. The group came up with another hit, Survivor, whose title was reportedly inspired by a DJ's crack about Destiny's Child members voting one another off an island. A cover of Andy Gibbs' Emotion was also successful, albeit less so, and Survivor sold well over 4 million copies, but not as well as its predecessor. Robertson and Luckett sued the group again, claiming that some of the lyrics in Survivor made reference to them in violation of the earlier lawsuit settlement. That didn't stop the trio from moving forward with their career as they released a holiday album, 8 Days of Christmas, and announced plans for a series of side projects, including solo albums from all 3 members to be staggered over the next year and a half, to avoid competition. The group later went solo as Michelle released the solo album Michelle Williams' all-gospel project Heart to Yours, was released in April and featured a duet with gospel legend Shirley Caesar. Meanwhile, Beyonce won a leading role opposite Mike Myers in the third Austin Powers film, Goldmember, playing blaxploitation-style heroine Foxy Cleopatra. Her first solo single, the Neptunes-produced Work It Out, appeared on the soundtrack. And her full solo album, Dangerously in Love, became a huge hit upon release in mid-2003. Beyonce also married Jay-Z in 2008, and solidified her status as the planet's biggest pop star with the platinum album's Birthday, I Am Sasha Fierce, and Kelly also had considerable success with Miss Kelly and Here I Am, both of which reached the top 10 on Music Chart. The group reunited in 2012 to record a new song, the Pharrell-produced Nuclear, for the Love Songs compilation, which was released in January 2013, just before their halftime performance at Super Bowl. They later announced they were going solo this time for good, but going solo didn't stop them from being best of friends. They are always there for each other, during public functions, and also being there during important events in their lives. These girls made great success while together, and their accolades include 5 times American Music Awards, 2 BET Awards, 11 times Billboard winner, 3 times Grammy winner, 5 times MTV winner, and many others. These awards didn't stop them as they making fame for themselves even after going solo. Thanks for watching, and drop your comments in the comment section on what you think about the group Destiny's Child.